Do you have tennis elbow pain while you lift? Need some solutions? Watch this.
Our next caller is David from Texas.
David, what's happening, man? How can we help you?
Hey guys, been listening to y'all for quite a while, at least since 2018. Really appreciate all the content y'all put out.
Thank you.
I even love the start of the episode, so I get some of my best information from y'all. So anyway, so about a year ago, I started getting some pain in my left elbow. I got diagnosed with tennis elbow. A couple months later, progressed into my right elbow as well. And then about 2.5 weeks ago, I got diagnosed with a low-grade partial tear of whatever that tendon is that connects my elbow to my hand. I got a PRP shot on Friday. And I'm basically just looking for advice on how to help it heal the best I can and where to go from here.
Are you a heavy deadlifter? What do you?
I enjoy deadlifting. Basically, I like heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm reading your question, the one that you sent in, and you continue to train while doing physical therapy and stretching. That was the problem. When you have an injury like this, which tennis elbow, by the way, the term tennis elbow, it's just a name for a symptom. So sometimes we get diagnosed with something and it's like, oh my God, it's a super common. Mm-hmm. I had this many, many times because I like to pull heavy and I did judo and jiu-jitsu, which is super grip intensive.
And lots of tennis.
And I never played tennis. Super athletic. Could you imagine me playing tennis?
Yeah.
So what I had to do was lay off all the heavy pulling and like really lay off. And I got deep tissue massage and work on my forearms and stretching. And once it got better, it was better. But if I didn't lay off the lifting, then it didn't matter. Then I was just managing the pain, and I would have to okay, let me warm it up. Let me stretch it. Okay, it feels good enough to lift heavy. And then now it hurts again. And I was just being this kind of cycle. So right now, because you got the shot, I wouldn't do any lifting. When you go back to lifting, I'd go super light. And I would seek out a really good bodywork specialist that can work on your forearms because it sounds like they're just really tight. It sounds like they're really, really tight.
So this actually happens to me all the time now, more than it ever did in my life. And I've now pinpointed like exactly why it happens, and I catch it before I push myself to where you've gone. That's why I asked you right away, do you like the heavy deadlift? Because what it happens is every time I start getting consistent with my heavy deads and I'm not addressing wrist mobility and shoulder mobility and making sure that they are flexible, mobile, and strong, my deadlift weight gets up there so hard and it just puts so much stress on the elbow. Not having that wrist strength and mobility and that shoulder strength and mobility. And so anytime I neglect to stay on top of that while also lifting super heavy, this is how my body starts talking to me. And if I do a good job of taking care of those two things, I can progress up there. The ways I regress out of this is this is like as soon as I start feeling that pain, it's like it's okay. I get disappointed in myself. I know better. I know what I should do. So then I my discipline is you're not allowed to straight bar deadlift, Adam. Now I have to go to single leg dumbbell deadlifts, which forces me to regress the weight like crazy. Also takes myself out of that fixed position with the bar. And then now the way I earn my way back to the barbell is putting my shoulder and wrist mobility work in.
Okay. Now, David, one thing I'd like to add to that is when you get to the point where it feels okay, I think it would be a good idea to incorporate some light reverse curls into your into your workworkouts to strengthen those.
Yeah, Zotmans. Don't we have Zotmans in something?
Zotmans are good, or just reverse curls, even on a easy curl bar. You want to be able to strengthen those extensors. The brachioradialis is part of that, right? And that those. So when I got back into reverse curls, that pain went away because I had to strengthen it. But I had to wait till I got better before I could do that. If I had done reverse curls with a little bit of that tennis elbow pain, it would have not worked out well.
Which, by the way, the total regression to that is the wrist mobility and strength stuff, right? You start working on the wrist mobility and strength stuff, those extenders get included, and then the progression to that is to do Zotmans, reverse curls, and include that. I like Zotmans because there's movement.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not in a fixed position. So I mean, neither one are wrong or right or more than the other. It's just I prefer the Zotmans because of what I know I need to be addressing. But do you have Prime Pro?
I've actually got both Prime and Prime Pro, like a week before I got diagnosed. So,
Good.
So you live in the shoulder and wrist area for you for this specific reason. Yeah, live in there, spend time doing that. And I mean, I don't know if that works for you to give yourself like boundaries or rules like that, but that that's what I do to myself is because I love the heavy deadlift too. And what I tend to do is neglect the things I know I need to do heading into it, and then I normally push it until my body starts talking to me, and I go, fuck, I got to go back the other way. And so,
right,
yeah.
Now, I guess kind of just adding on to everything, my timing couldn't have worked out worse. I'm in the hiring process for some law enforcement jobs, and my PT tests are starting to come up. Is there any way to kind of speed this process up, or am I just kind of living in the moment?
Yeah, I would stay hydrated. Soft tissue work is going to be pretty good. Very, very light band exercises. Yeah. Okay, but really be careful. Okay, so make sure you don't overdo anything. So band exercises will be okay.
Like curls or
curls, reverse curls. Do the wrist mobility movements in MAPS Prime Pro. Start slow so you can gauge what the appropriate amount of volume intensity is. So start with less than you think. See how you feel, and then kind of gauge it from there. And then with your PT tests, you could go ahead and practice those tests. Maybe take out the portions that'll aggravate your elbow because you're going to definitely want to stay.
Push-ups and pull-ups are the big ones.
Yeah, so
worried about.
Yeah, I would be careful with the pull-ups. You could try wrist wraps to kind of take the pressure off of your grip. And then, of course, when it comes to game time, then you can go for it.
I also would think that you would get great benefit from, because if you're a heavy lifting guy and you look like you're probably a pretty strong dude, just leaning out would actually make you good at those body weight things.
Oh,
so
do more pull-ups.
So that would be kind of my focus right now, since risking
it's an
pushing.
easier one to control your dietary habits.
Exactly. Yeah. It's an easy one to control. We cut back on the calories a little bit, maybe increase some, cardiovascular activity.
Easy way to get good at pull-ups.
That's right. That's right. You're already a strong dude. You're not worrying about trying to get stronger while also fixing this injury issue at the same time is kind of counterproductive. It'd be so much easier to do your mobility work, fix the problem by doing the exercise we're talking about, and then lean out by cutting the calories and doing more cardiovascular. That'll improve that.
I'll add one more little hack that'll help. It's nominal, but it'll help. Do you have access to red light therapy?
The gym I go to has like a infrared personal sauna thing.
No, not the same thing. So go to Joovv, JOOVV.com/mind pump. We work with them. Red light therapy has been proven in studies to accelerate healing. The key is though to use it regularly. So they do have at-home units, and they make small ones.
So you can localize it.
Yeah,
right
that little
there
portable one
on your
right.
elbow.
So it's the Joovv Go. I think we have actually. There's one right next to Adam right there. And you could shine that on your arm once or twice a day, and it's backed by data. Studies do show that it heals injuries faster. So you could try that out.
Yeah,
too.
if you were a pro athlete that we were like we had a crunch time here and we're trying to do that, it added with I think what Sal said with the massage, because that'll help speed that up too.
Yep.
Like you're doing the work, all the mobility drills of that, then you see her to massage out, and then the Joovv light.
If you had any restriction in your movement, obviously the mobility, you're going to address all that with it. But even for me, I found KT tape or like some kind of kinesio tape just to get through ranges of motion helps a bit to increase, blood flow. But that's about it. They've covered pretty much everything else.
Go to Joovv, go to their website and take a look and see what you think. I think if you do all the other stuff, adding that should probably speed up your recovery by a good 10%.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take anything I can get.
Excellent, man.
But hey guys, again, I appreciate it. I don't want to take too much of your time, but love the show. You guys do great stuff.
No problem. And thanks for your service, man. I appreciate you calling in.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Y'all take it easy.
You got it. Yeah, that's that's a tough one for me because
that's close to home for me.
Same here because you know what it is.
Very common.
It's if it's your forearms and your grip, that's almost every exercise. That's why it gets so annoying.
Why? I just feel like if you love heavy deadlift, it exacerbates that. So
of course,
because you're in that fixed.
when are you going to hold something that heavy?
Yeah, and that heavy.
Do you think though too? Like I always notice it in deadlifting, but if I'm not real focused on my mechanics, my form of like really having that strict lockout position, my elbows, if I have a little bit of flex, it tends to really add,
in fact,
force there.
In fact, a cue that I've learned is to
bend the bar,
extend the elbows.
So extend and bend. Bend the bar to
and then pull.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Because if I start with a little bit of a bend, then I can start to aggravate it. But you got to take the time off first. That was always my issue. I don't want to take any time off.
Yeah, and I could tell he's like a big, strong dude. So like literally lean out right now would be, and you want to get good at your test and most.
Oh yeah, for
pull
what
up,
he can do right now,
pull
like,
up,
that's great
climbing,
advice,
running, like that's the main stuff they do,
He
right?
loses 15 pounds, he's instantly stronger. Than
Yeah,
those.
especially someone who's already probably a pretty strong deadlift or something like that. Like we're not going to progress you that much
Totally.
with an injury for that. That would be the smarter play.